Yo, what's going on, crew? So I'm coming at y'all with a video that I did not envision a few weeks ago when I ended up signing up for the Hincapie Gran Fondo. But basically the short version of it is I lost all the footage from like the middle of the event. The only thing I've got is like the start and the finish. And basically what ended up happening was on like the first descent leaving the hotel, I couldn't hear the GoPro beeping, and I was like, huh, that's weird. Maybe it's because of all the wind. Ended up dropping out on the Highway 11 where it's kind of flatter and rolling along. Still couldn't hear anything on the camera, and I was like, dude, that's crazy. I guess I'm gonna have to check this thing. But I really didn't want to pull off and check the camera because I was trying to make my time goal, and I wanted to beat all the PRs I set last year on the Ozark Trail G1 Explorer. And so I knew I was going to have to, you know, kind of be on it, especially on this thing, to beat what I done on the G1 Explorer with the road setup on it. So I finally get to one of the descents, stop middle ways, right before one of the, like the first big climb, and I'm like, okay, let's see if I can figure out what's wrong with this camera. Look at it. It was off, and it wouldn't come on, so it was like frozen somehow in an off state, which is weird. I've never seen that before. So I ended up taking the battery cover loose, trying to pull the battery out. I didn't pull it out far enough, I guess, for the contacts to fully disconnect, because it didn't reset after that, still wouldn't come on. So I was like, I ain't got enough time to waste on this thing. So then I took off again, and like I said, I'll show y'all what I've got. And the other thing I wanted to do is, a couple of people have been asking me about like a more in-depth bike check on this thing. So I'll go on ahead and do that. And yeah, it ended up being a good day. Had fun regardless. Dropped a ton of skinny tire road bikes on some climbs, but enough of that. That's for another video when we take this thing out to some gravel races, and we do the we'll do the Gran Fondo again next year, or maybe do another one that comes up, because there's some other ones around. But enough of me rambling. I'll go ahead and show y'all the bike. Yo, what's going on, crew? So before we jump into the event footage I've got, I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick run through on this bike for those who are asking about the specifics on it. So this is basically a gravity knockout. It was a bike that they made for a while and then discontinued because of it had tire clearance issues, and it also had chain clearance issues. And now, chain clearance issues, you normally don't hear that. The problem with this bike is, so it is basically impossible to use the last cog on this 9-speed cassette, because there's not enough clearance between the cassette and the dropout on the frame. So starting at the front, running Shimano SLX front brake and a SRAM code rear brake, because it's a Franken bike and those are the parts I just had laying around the shop. Running a SRAM X9 rear shifter. This bar is actually an old school road bar, and what's cool about these old school road bars like this is the clamp size, like all the way on the tube, is the same as the clamp on like a standard mountain bike bar. So you can run mountain bike components all the way up to, you know, right here where you clamp the stem at. The wheel set on it is actually a wheel set that Gravity made specifically for these frames to deal with the very narrow tire clearance for it being a fat bike. And where else? Running a Bontrager, or Bontrager as we used to call it back in the day, road saddle that I used to have on my Trek. I'm running a Ozark Trail Ridge stock crank and stock chain ring. I'm running Shimano SPD pedals, but they are the lightweight ones that Shimano sells. I'm running a SRAM X5 rear derailleur, and I don't know what cassette that is. I'm pretty sure it's I think it's a 1334, and I believe that's about it. No front derailleur like how the stock bikes used to run, but like how it came stock. So enough of that. Let's go ahead and jump into the rest of the video. All right.
Taking one last drive down Main, might as well be memory lane. Turn it up for old time's sake. Taking one last drive down Main. Life back in the Chevrolet. Every corner I see your face. Two hearts break, only one can stay. Taking one last drive down Main. Pedal down anywhere but here. County line in Nashville, I don't care. No brakes to the moon, long as you're not there. You're not there, you're not there. When did it all go south? Wish I could hate this town. It turns out that it's just not big enough for the both of us. So I'm just taking one last drive down Main. Might as well be memory lane. Turn it up for old time's sake. Taking one last drive down Main. Life back in the Chevrolet. Every corner I see your face. Two hearts break, only one can stay. Taking one last drive down Main.
I'm not sure. I don't know if it's because my heart hurts or if I'm insecure. Baby, you're not her. My last girl had me so fucked up, it was a blacked out blur. Baby, you jump first. It's a long way to hell, I ain't really tryna leave this earth. Baby, do your worst. I've come to the conclusion you can't kill me if I kill you first. I've been through the ringer, tryna put a diamond ring on her finger. She love drama, she be watching Jerry Springer. Next thing you know, we all on Jerry Springer. I play love games but no, I'm not.
Yo, what's going on, crew? So I hope y'all enjoyed getting out with me this week. It was awesome as usual, but enough of that. I'm gonna go in and hit y'all with this week's quote and get out of here. Perfection is not obtainable, but if we chase perfection, we will achieve excellence. Let's get it. You.